Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Hunter, and in this video, I'm going to be going over a cannabis stock that I personally see a lot of value in as we move forward into the new year. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you find any value throughout this video. So the cannabis industry is gaining a lot of attention in the market right now as we start to see more states across the nation legalize cannabis for not only medical use, but for recreational purposes. And projected sales of state-regulated cannabis is expected to go from $12.4 billion in 2019 to upwards of nearly $40 billion by 2025. So there's clearly a lot of growth potential in this industry and a lot of opportunity for investors like us in this space right now. Heading into the 2020 election, there were 15 states that have fully legalized cannabis, 10 of which already have operating retail sales. And since the Biden-Harris administration is expected to come into office in just over a month from now, this trend will likely continue. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown on why I see value in this stock, and definitely let me know in the comments section if you guys are watching anything else or have already invested in different cannabis stocks. I always like to know what is on everyone else's radar. All right, so the company that I'm referring to is Innovative Industrial Properties, which is a real estate investment trust for the medical use cannabis industry. The ticker symbol for the stock is IIPR and currently trades for just over $184 a share. And one of the reasons why I find this company so interesting is that they're the first publicly traded company to provide real estate capital to the cannabis industry, so I think that gives them a pretty good edge in the market. And typically when investors look for different cannabis stocks, they'll look for actual developers or specific brands that they think will outperform others over the long run based on their company size, supply chain, or just the overall quality of their product. But they tend to look past who will actually be on the outside funding a big part of this operation to make all this development and manufacturing actually possible. So this is where Innovative Industrial comes in. Since most medical operators have limited access to funding, it can make it more difficult for these newer cannabis companies to get access to the funds that they need to grow and keep up with this fast-paced industry. So this is a very attractive alternative for these traditional operators, as Innovative Industrial can offer cash and facilities to pretty much any company in the industry. They work with all types of cannabis operators ranging from cultivation, processing, distribution, and retail. And what they do is purchase the properties from these cannabis companies, and then they're able to lease it back to them. So acting as this initial form of capital, they're able to make a much larger return over the long term, and it's much easier for these newer cannabis companies to get started and grow with the quick access to cash and all the different facilities. Right now, they have hundreds of millions of dollars worth of property across the US, and as a publicly traded company, they have more money ready to invest as soon as we start to see more of these states begin to legalize cannabis. There also seems to be a common theme in the US where once these big states start to legalize it for medical and recreational use, we slowly start to see the smaller bordering states follow. Once California completely legalized it, we then started to see nearly every bordering state start to follow in their footsteps. So a lot of states out west have already legalized it, but the next big opportunity in target is up in the Northeast, where it is pretty much illegal in every state except for a few like Massachusetts. But if we see the spread start to continue up in the Northeast, Innovative Industrial is very well positioned to finance this growth, and that will really take their business to the next level. The New Jersey governor and state legislation have recently reached an agreement on how the cannabis sales framework is going to work, and are expected to have a vote later today as I'm filming this video. So that could be a big turning point for not only New Jersey, but for the bordering states like New York and Connecticut. Innovative Industrial already has a deal and has invested over $167 million with a company in New York, and they're currently upgrading their facility, looking to nearly double in size to prepare for this statewide expansion. Medical sales alone in New York will be around $150 million for 2020 and are expected to grow up to $250 million in 2021. So there's definitely significant growth potential in New York for the medical side, but if it is approved for recreational use, that market will need a ton of growth capital that Innovative Industrial will have the ability to provide. So there's some information on the company itself and some of their plans moving forward, but here's some other things you can focus on just about the stock itself. One of the most attractive aspects is that since they're a real estate investment trust, that means they have to pay 90% of their income to their shareholders in the form of dividends. If you're not familiar with how dividends work, essentially the company is going to pay you just for holding their stock. So on top of the money you make when the stock goes up, you'll be able to earn additional income through dividends, as they're going to pay you a set amount every single quarter, depending on how many shares you own. Dividends are a great source of passive income over the long term, as you can make extra money just by buying and holding the companies that you like. They've been issuing these dividends since 2017, and they have consistently increased every single year. Right now, the quarterly dividend is $1.24 or $4.96 annually, which is a 24% increase year over year. And these are the types of things that you want to see with companies that pay dividends, as it shows that they're making more money every single quarter, so they're able to increase their dividends and pay back their shareholders more every single year. And $4.96 is already a pretty good dividend, but this is something that I would expect to increase over the years as the cannabis industry continues to expand. All right, so that's it for today's video. If you found any value throughout the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos about trading and investing in the stock market. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.